Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate live and after show. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to join the community debate, then go to nathanoakley.com and check out the Flat Earth Debate forum, which you should definitely all join. If you'd like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a PayPal, Patreon and crypto link in the info box below the video. Now, you can't unfortunately join the show live as we are having some issues with Discord, but in the meantime I'm going to shout out all the people who support me on Patreon. So a massive, huge, enormous shout out to Adrian Quintana, Alison Main, Billy Highvault, Burn Fat Till My Stomach Is As Flat As the Earth, Chow Young Cat, Dank, David Wayne Foster, Edwin Johnson, Felix Hung, Fireball X, Godrockin, Jeranism, Joshua, Kirsten, Life is Short, Matt, Michael, Page, Peter, Qatar Craig, Reinhardt, Renee, Sally, Sam, Skeptic936, Texas Mike, just scroll down, theflatearthchannel.com, Tina Baker and Tom Perkins. So a massive shout out to all of you for supporting me on Patreon. Now we are fortunately joined by a few people in Google Plus. As I say, we don't unfortunately have a public link, although there is a link down there if you do want to join the Discord server, but I don't think you'll actually be able to get on the show despite my best efforts. So a very warm welcome in the meantime to Sleeping Warrior, Paul, Quantum Eraser, Flatzoid and 10th Man. Hello, one and all.
Good morning.
Good afternoon. Hello.
Hello. Should I dispose of housekeeping or dispense with housekeeping on account of the fact that we don't have a Discord server with this?
I think we want to tackle Coriolis today.
Yeah. Axial rotation
doesn't apply unless we can prove that the Earth's turning.
Okay, I mean, be my guest. There's going to be very little for me to do in this show other than fiddle with Discord and try and get it working.
Okay, QE, take over. You were saying?
Well, it seemed like it's the burning topic, and I love every second of it. The Coriolis effect. And Nathan brought up a good subject. He was thinking on his feet yesterday, which is a rare skill these days, and it didn't get its due justice, I don't think. Well, do you want me to prime it?
Yeah, I mean, you gave me kudos in Skype for this, and I don't think it's a unique idea. It was discussed. I think it was Gleam that discussed it with me over email. It just never had come up as such an opportune moment with somebody who's a semi-friendly in the form of Babs to go through the increase in altitude. But hopefully, I've primed you enough to detail it better than I.
Yeah, I listened to that show yesterday late. Babs made about 35 contradictions within 2 minutes, and nobody called him on it. They called him on a couple of them, but not all of them. Excuse me. Yeah.
Wasn't he playing a friendly baller as a flat?
Yeah, I don't know. I get the willies a little bit. Sorry, Babs. I don't know where you're coming from. With the voice inflections and just the way you present your friendly unquote topics. So let's get to the topic that was brought up yesterday. It had to do with the conservation of momentum. It always has to, I don't know why it does this, but this is pretty funny. I thought that when you have a helicopter, let's just put ourselves in the paradigm of a spinning Earth. So you have a helicopter. It starts to hover, takes off, it starts to hover. And then it starts to hover, but raises its altitude. That would mean, according to the Baltards, it conserves it not only conserves its momentum, it has to increase its momentum the higher the elevation goes. Now, I had a proxy on this thing in my Coriolis presentation from years back, and I brought it up a few weeks ago. It was talking about how the atmosphere would have to spin or increase its tangential speed the higher in elevation you go. So it's sort of in the same vein. But I'd like to hear the explanation to this from Baltards. Of course, we won't get one today. But that's the deal. So what do you guys think about that?
Well, I would like to say, oh, wait a minute, before you say anything, I was the one brought that up to Zanuck a while back about the tangential velocity at higher altitude, just for clarification.
I just want to summarise the question then for the globetard religious zealots. So, given that a helicopter that is hovering is staying above the same ground, and that the fundies who come and argue with us at trench level claim the atmosphere and Earth travel as one when spinning, how would that be possible given that the circumference or the distance that is travelled along with the rotational reference frame underneath the helicopter, as you raise in altitude on a presupposed sphere, the distance that you will travel will also increase as you increase the edge, the outside edge that you're traversing. So if it's claimed that the helicopter is maintaining the angular velocity or the tangential speed of the spinning ball when it leaves that reference frame, or doesn't, as they argue, then it would need to increase its velocity to match the spin of the Earth underneath it as it raises in altitude. Now, although you phrased it almost as a question, and I'm saying how is that possible, in reality it simply isn't. It isn't possible. It can't increase the tangential velocity that it's apparently retained. If it's retained it, if anything, in this nonsense argument of no Coriolis demonstration, in this nonsense argument where they're not getting the proof of Earth spin, they're just arguing for why we don't see that deviation that's claimed to be there, then they have to account for the fact that going up higher means you have to travel faster to keep up with the spin underneath you. And that simply is impossible. That's not going to happen. A hovering helicopter isn't increasing its speed in some direction because it doesn't know, the helicopter doesn't know that the Earth is obviously increasing its speed underneath you as you go further out away from the centre of rotation by increasing in altitude on a presupposed spinning ball Earth. So you can't have that helicopter not only retaining velocity but increasing velocity to maintain its hovering position as it increases in altitude. That's just simply impossible. That cannot happen. So it debunks the notion that Earth is spinning along with the atmosphere, and that's why we don't see the claim proof of Coriolis. It's travelling as one. We'll know as it goes up in altitude, it would have to go even faster to keep up with the ball underneath. And that doesn't happen either. So the Earth just simply isn't spinning. Coriolis, I'd never understood why they had to fight it so vehemently and go after people's jobs like George Netanyahu did with Brian Mullen. Now I know the answer. It's because it's a very fragile argument for them. They have to simultaneously have globe priests like Neil deGrasse Tyson argue the true rhetoric that Coriolis deviation proves Earth spins, whilst have the fundies like George at trench level tell the people here, us arguing it, that we don't see deviation, that they're travelling as one. And that fragility is why it must be so vehemently fought. Because in reality, they need deviation and they don't have deviation. The deviation from you spinning underneath something that leaves this claim to be spinning Earth, that deviation is what is proving it spins. The fact is we don't see it. So they argue why we don't see it. And very, very vehemently. And this is why. Because it's a shit argument for proving Earth spins, because we're never seeing any deviation. It doesn't matter that Neil deGrasse Tyson claims we see it for a second and a half in a ball, or the same fundies who argue that Earth and atmosphere travel as one, not giving you a deviation, say a bullet does deviate, because it's in the air for about a second and a half. But in reality, if they are to be believed, the trench level fundies, that Earth and atmosphere travel as one, then your helicopter, when hovering, is in fact increasing its velocity because the outside edge of that sphere that it's matching the speed of is increasing as it goes higher. Simply impossible. That cannot be the case. Debunking the notion that A, Earth is spinning, and B, Earth and atmosphere are spinning as one. Neither is the case, and it's debunked by a drone or a hovering helicopter.
It can't get any clearer than that.
Earth isn't spinning. The Earth is obviously stationary.
Why can't we just apply the principle that unless they can prove that the Earth is turning, there's no point even arguing Coriolis because it doesn't even apply. It's kind of like assuming that it's there without proving that the Earth's turning first. because we don't see any apparent deflection. So why would you think that there is an apparent deflection that needs to be corrected when you just don't observe it in the first place?
Well, they attempt to use the Coriolis effect, which they can't even define. I've yet to have one single baller in 3.5 years actually define the Coriolis effect correctly. But they feebly attempt to use the Coriolis effect to prove that the Earth's spinning.
Yeah, and the problem is also they don't understand it, so they try and hurricanes. In the meantime, they're actually showing how stupid they are because they literally think that is the Coriolis effect. That's the problem.
Maybe they picked Coriolis because there's plenty of double speaky type sounding terms in it, not actual deviation. You know, various different reference frames that they can double speak their way around. The not actual effect being an actual deviation demonstrated in the cyclones. You're like, well, if you've got something cyclonic, then it's obviously not a not actual deviation. But in me explaining that, even that's quite complicated for average Joe to wrap his head around. So you're saying a cyclone isn't a demonstration of Coriolis because it is deviating, but isn't deviation what you're saying they should see when they're arguing for Coriolis, but then arguing against? You see how easy it is to get lost if you're an audience member. Now, if you go back and listen to every word I've said, it makes complete coherent sense. I've said it in the right order with the correct terminology. That doesn't mean it's easy to understand. Hence, if you're a fundie, you can lose the audience in double speak really quickly. And you can lose the person you're debating against really quickly too. And the moment they get a terminology wrong, you hold them to the wall if you're a fundie. Or, as I've found out in recent days, if you know it inside out, back to front, you can do the same to them.
Yeah, that's why sometimes I ask them to repeat what they say. And usually they realize they're contradicting themselves if they just repeat it. But, you know, must they just run to another corner and play victim.
The main address that QE gave was, okay, let's go back to the start. What causes the Coriolis effect? So if you go to the causes, then they die with this argument, because the Earth must turn underneath for Coriolis to exist. So that answers Anthony's question. So 2 separate reference frames.
I wanted to actually ask something yesterday when my mic gave in. You know, like on the equator, they say we're spinning 1,000 miles per hour or whatever. If you have to go to the North Pole, obviously your longitude lines could be much, much shorter. Won't you be spinning like crazy because you're spinning on one spot?
It's not even worth arguing within the fallacy. It doesn't make any sense. You got to prove the Earth is spinning first. That's when Babs yesterday said, well, we've established. And I go, no. We haven't established the Earth is spinning yet.
Yeah, I think they all just live in concepts.
They have to go to these crazy arguments. I just posted something in Master B from the Express newspaper, and it's talking about horses, cricket, swimmers, all experiencing Coriolis. I mean, they're going to die 1,000 deaths with the same dagger here. How in the world can you say swimmer, a cricket ball, experiences Coriolis when they're saying, oh no, that's not what happens? It's ridiculous. That's why the causes is the key thing.
Yeah, that's why I like the scientific method so much. If you just break everything down from one and go up, then you'll see straight away if it is actual true or not.
Well, they say it spins under the Foucault pendulum. They say it spins under a building when you drop a heavy weight from a tall building. They say it spins under a football field goal kick, but the minute you go on the helicopter, it stops.
Yeah, the funny thing is they keep on bringing up remember I told you, every time you hear conservation of momentum, pin them down. What are you talking about? What is conserving its momentum? Pin them down to what exactly it is. Because they don't even realize they're train wrecking their own argument. Because if it did retain the conservation of angular momentum, right? There would be no Coriolis effect. And so every step they take, it doesn't matter which direction, there is a flamethrower waiting for them. I love this argument. This is my second favorite argument after the fairy tale vacuum of space gets pulverized into the incoherent oblivion. This is the second one. These two arguments put the nail in the coffin for the fairy tale spinning boltard space monkey religion.
So,
Thanks.
John, very good. When a few shows ago, I think it was the Rumpus or somebody said that when the airplane takes off, it's flying backwards at the rotational speed of where it took off.
Yeah, that's right.
So then no Coriolis, right? If it's retaining.
Yeah, it's a train wreck every step they take, gentlemen. Landmines, there's claymores everywhere. Any direction they go. I love it.
So the higher you go, much like if you envision a bicycle wheel near the axle, as you go up towards the tire, the higher you go. With the helicopter, the same thing is happening. The speed would have to pick up, correct?
It's a good way to think about it. If you invert the bike wheel.
Yeah.
The tangential speed.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it
What is
doesn't.
so hard to understand?
Know how.
I'm saying, what is so hard for them to understand it? It's simple.
It's not they don't understand. They can't understand, and it's religious zealotry. That's what it is.
They got to defend the ball. They won't accept any evidence.
Shout out to Godzilla37. I watched this enough. Might as well contribute. Here's £0.5. Thank you very much indeed for the super chat. Really appreciate it.
Smash that super chat. Super chats cure cancer.
And
Smash super chat, whack a troll.
You got your premiere show today, John?
Yes, sir, I do. Thank you for asking. At 2 p.m. U.S. Central, 8 p.m. UK. Quantum Eraser live channel debut.
It's gonna
be there or be sphere.
You do know that it's gonna be littered with like, what the fuck's wrong with my sound? Why is this not working?
Hey,
We've all been there, John. Don't worry, it'll happen.
Thanks, man. You should be a motivational speaker.
Wow. Just don't expect it to go nice and smooth because the first time you do it, it's just a shit show.
Yeah, but you got a radio voice.
Who?
You. Anthony, you've got a radio voice.
I've got a face for radio as well. Although, actually, did you see the picture in the Sun newspaper? That was an epic catalogue picture.
No. Post it.
Okay.
So,
hang on.
So Tony, did they hash up your story in the Sun once it made print?
Yeah, of course they did. He's quoted me as saying things I didn't say. I said literally the opposite. He said that I denied. He contradicts himself in the paper, in the article. He says, I mean, imagine if one of us said this. He says, clearly passionate about the subject, the businessman eloquently described some of the scientific experiments that he's carried out. No, not that, but right, here we go. Tony thinks gravity is a pseudoscience. He said he doesn't know where the sun is. No, I said I don't know what the sun is. And then he said, and maths doesn't prove the real world, which of course is true. Having said that we should only believe what we can observe, I didn't say that. He then dismissed the existence of the International Space Station, which, with a decent telescope, can be seen orbiting the Earth. So he claims that I dismissed the existence of the International Space Station, but then he's quoted me as saying, it does look like a structure, but it looks holographic. Now, I did say that, but that contradicts his earlier statement, which says that he dismisses the existence of the ISS. And I'm like, well, if I'm acknowledging that it looks like a structure, you can't say that I've just dismissed it, can you?
Well, no matter what they say you see, they're on record saying they can't go out of lower orbit. So whatever they've got up there doing whatever dance it's doing, it's in lower orbit. It's not in space.
Yeah.
I was actually having an interesting conversation with someone yesterday, about the ISS. Some people are saying because there's so much flacking, don't you think soon they're going to make some kind of catastrophe with the ISS and it's just going to explode or something?
Well, back to 10th man. Sorry about that, Flatzoid. It depends on what they define as space. Now, the ISS is above the Kármán line, but I think Europe and the United States have different definitions where they exactly arbitrarily define it.
Can you guys see that?
What?
I'm screen
No.
sharing.
No,
John might not be able to see it, but the people in the Hangout should be.
I'm in the
No.
Hangout.
I don't see anything.
Yeah, it's good to see John in here.
I'm in the Hangout, Anthony. Nothing's showing up.
So
Yeah, I've been having problems screen sharing. It wouldn't let me do it in Jose's chat the other day either. Don't know why.
Jose.
so they
Maybe share it in us, Mr. B.
so
Make sure
John,
you're
the
real quick,
Kármán line.
Oh, so make sure you're clicking on the app that you're the window or the application. Anthony, I noticed if I don't do that, it won't share.
Oh, right, okay. It did ask me what screen do I want to share, and then it didn't actually do it. Yeah, it's not doing it.
So back to the Kármán line, if I may. John, are you there?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's interesting when I view the so-called pictures from the ISS. How far is the Kármán line?
Hello.
Hey, Ranty.
Ranty. Yeah, I'd also like to know.
I mean, they're saying it's what, 250 miles up or something to that, or 400 miles up?
Yeah, so the Kármán line is a lot less. If I'm not mistaken, it's 60 miles. No.
Okay.
Listen, you're gonna have to check that. I'm just guessing.
Right, but I do recall them saying that the ISS is something north of 250 miles up in the sky.
Yes,
I think
that's
it's
correct.
250K.
Now, if that's the case, then when we see pictures from the ISS of Earth below, it seems almost very similar to what you see from an airplane at 35,000 feet.
Quick shout out to Earth is Seriously Flat. It says, teach the globe zombie animal mind. FE logic. Thanks for the super chat, Earth is Seriously Flat.
You missed a super chat from before that.
Did I? Oh yeah, Leonardo Gonzalez. Thank you very much for the super chat, Leonardo. Nathan, the show is looking great, and shout out to Sleeping Warrior and QE. Thank you very much for the super chat, Leonardo Gonzalez, and thank you for giving me the nod, Arwin. I'm still trying to get Discord to work.
When you get a chance, I've got a message for John.
Yeah, did you call me like at 6 o'clock this morning?
I did, yeah, I had to. You've been naughty.
Hey, you don't call me at 6. I'm not gonna pick up. I've been naughty. I like the way you said that. Say that again.
You've been naughty, and you've been summoned to court by George Netanyahu to answer for the crimes of the housekeeping questions.
I toe tagged that moron so many times. Give me a break. He couldn't summon Elmer
I have to issue it. You know, it's just one of those things, John.
Listen,
You're gonna have to sit through it, John.
Listen. When Tiger Woods is at the Masters, right, and he's driving on the 18th, and Elmer Fudd is out there in the gallery, right, and he's heckling Tiger. Does Tiger pay him any mind? I rest my prosecution rests. Clown.
Are you actually refusing to go to court and have George ask you questions about the housekeeping question?
Yeah, I'm not being questioned by Elmer Fudd, delusional moron. Sorry. You
Why-
could also
why not?
you could go to my channel. Hold on,
Going
Arwen.
on with
Hold your
those
pants on.
housekeeping questions of this.
Hold your pants on. You can also go to my channel and see the numerous delusional clown.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
But we want to see the interactive, John. Come on, do
Yeah,
it.
we do.
Sorry,
we
I
do.
got
We
bigger
wanna
fish
see
to
John.
fry at
I
2
like
p.m.
what?
today.
Bigger fish.
U.S.
Is there
Central.
a bigger baller fish you need to fry? Why
2
won't you
p.m.
just
U.S.
do it?
Central. While you friggin' rumpus me at 2 p.m. UK or 2 p.m. U.S. Central, 8 p.m. UK, my live channel debut today. Thanks. Be there or be sphere.
Moving on.
Maybe you could sit there and then he can ask you about how closed thermoses are open systems.
How could he do that if he says there's a dome,
Dome field.
force field, a dome field?
I don't see why you couldn't join it just for the humor of it. You know?
Because I got bigger fish to fry.
Like what?
That's one reason.
Yeah, but like what?
Yeah, but like what? Like my frigging channel. That's what.
Yeah, but that's today, okay? But there's more than just today. I don't think the challenge is necessarily set for today.
Let me see if
No,
I
it
can
won't be for
understand
today.
this. He's already fried this fish. He's already fried this fish with
Yeah,
toe
we
tags.
heard him the first time. You don't need to repeat it for him.
What can I finish?
It's
first?
not about frying that fish. It's about
Well,
doing
it's about
some
letting me finish.
interactive stuff.
It's about
but
letting me
there's-
finish a statement. If you've already fried the fish, why are you going to fry it again?
Exactly.
Yeah, there's only so many times
Somebody
you need
wanted their
to.
fish more well done. That's why.
There's only so
Well-
many times you need to kill someone. You understand? I mean, really.
let's just ask Arwen something. Who wants it fried again?
Randy.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
No, I
Oh,
think
no.
it'd be good advertising.
likes
for
his
John.
fish
Hold on,
extra
hold
fried,
on,
right?
hold on. So why does Ranty want this fish fried twice?
I don't know. Content?
Twice.
I'm asking
Hundreds
Ranty.
of times.
Oh, me? You're asking me? I'm passing the message on. George came on the channel last night and specifically called out John to appear in court. On my
Perfect.
court
That's all I
staffing.
need. That's all I need. So George wants to be fried twice, correct?
Okay.
Oh well, good for George.
But
I
Ranty,
think
you
it'd be
would
great advertising
kind
for
of see
John.
it as interesting, right? To have that on your channel.
How many clips have you got tearing George a new one, Huey?
Me personally,
Yeah, you personally.
on my channel.
Not published or unpublished.
Oh, goodness great. I got a whole clown following this guy. This is from a long time ago, man. In fact, I was there when he called out Brian Mullen, right? Remember when that crayon muncher came on the channel, delusional fuckwit, came on the channel and he brought up his YouTube channel with all his information in the comment sections. Remember that?
I do.
Well, if you scroll down in that comment section, guess who you're going to find?
You.
Yeah, me. This idiot. Because for one, at the time, I didn't know George all that well. He was on ED, Erectile Dysfunction channel. And I just took offense to him going after Brian Mullen because I knew Brian Mullen was right. And George was calling him all kind of names, right? And I was real nice to George initially. I said, hey, what's up with this? You're both professionals, right? There's an easier way to go about this. But he kept going on and on. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to just slam dunk you right here on your channel. And if you'd like to go, I would suggest to go to that show where he pulled up. Don't ask me the name of it. I'm sure he hasn't deleted the comments. And just watch me tear this knuckleheaded clown to smithereens, step by beautiful step. It's glorious. Go check out the conversation. Steve McClown also chimed in on that thread too. I toe tag that idiot more times than friggin' Carter has liver pills. But check it out.
Though, where you get to defend the housekeeping questions and put him in his place would be, it'd be good for your channel, good for your reputation.
Okay, we're just going to do some shout-outs. Don't make me laugh, Ranty. Right, Earth is seriously flat. Another shout-out.
Really?
Oh, God. It says, Nathan Oakley, best globe zombie slayer, FU power. Thank you very much, Earth is seriously flat. And again, Earth is seriously flat, who says, globe possesses zombies, defending pseudoscience. Again, a big shout-out to Earth is seriously flat. And Mr. Gadget. He says, N. Oakley is the Gordon Ramsay of FE, but he is wrong. Well, I still appreciate your support. Thank you very much for the super chat, Mr. Gadget.
I agree with Ranty. I think it would do John a lot of good to do this because people want interactive things and not afterward elaborate responses kind of things. People want to see the interaction. People want to see John actually interact directly in a more sensible way. So it may be a challenge to him, but I think it would do him a lot of good to actually do it.
It may be a challenge to me.
Owen?
What are you trying these little
To keep your composure and not
second
just
grade,
hard
third
work.
grade psychological ploys on me? Do you think that's going to work?
Anybody else got any
John?
little tools they'd like to try and dissect up John with?
But I mean, would it be fair to just take up every opportunity that someone challenges you with? I mean, that's not really how it's going to work. And you can't expect to, if I'm going to challenge you today and I challenge you tomorrow and challenge you the next day, are you just going to stand up and get challenged every time? There's a line
Everyone wants.
that counts.
Everyone wants a shot at the title.
It was
Oh God!
my
Here we
opinion.
go with the rumpusing.
Well, you said title, so that makes sense to me. Followed boxing when I was younger. So when a boxer wants to go up the ranks, he challenges everybody. But when he gets beat, no one is going to waste his time with a boxer that can't hold a fight. So George hasn't held a good fight. So why would you challenge him?
Well, that's a semantic argument, really. I mean, the Globers seem to agree with what he's saying. So
A
it seems
semantic
like a fair
argument.
fight,
Is
really,
there
putting
another
up our
kind?
best, putting up
Hold on.
our best against their best.
Look, I appreciate.
Semantic.
Oh, can you
Doesn't
stop
sound like
rumpusing
semantics.
Ranty?
It's
Hello,
just giving a reason
hello,
not to do it.
hello.
Go ahead.
Can you stop rumpusing Ranty? I know he said semantics. That doesn't mean you've all got to rumpus the shit out of him.
Yeah,
Oh,
you might
yeah,
not
it
agree
does.
with George, but at the end of the day, he keeps showing up. He's even John says he was years ago. He was still doing this battle. Let's see it head to head. Let's see John
I
defend the
don't think so.
housekeeping
Let's get
questions
back to
against
the
him.
semantics argument. Define semantics.
Come on, John.
Hold on,
You
we had a
could
good
actually
analogy
get him
already.
to completely shave his head.
We had a
Would
good
you
analogy
want to be
already.
the man to have him do that?
Right, that
I want to
Eubank-
get back to. I don't want to let this go. Semantics. Define that.
No.
please.
Answer no. The challenge is set. The challenge
You
is set
claimed
to
it.
appear in court with John, and
You
you're
claimed it.
declaring.
Oh, that's all
okay.
right. There's another subject at hand. Mind warped.
Right.
What? Yeah. What possesses you? What is it? Just I want to get the psychological profile
Hey,
of
Flatsoid,
crayon
I like
munching
your
flat
little-
earthers
I like your little
trying
thing
to
there,
give me
Flatsoid.
advice.
I mind.
What is that?
Yeah.
Right, hold on. Let's get the pleasantries out of the way. Hi, Mind Warped. Good to have you.
Hello again.
Thank you.
I mind.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hey.
you
Yeah,
know
and it
why
was-
you came on here. Now I just want
No,
to
okay.
get a profile, right?
I made Flatsoid's thing. I was saying, hey, cool. It looks
Yeah.
cool. I didn't realize he put it up there. It's cool.
Yeah, he helped me with the icon. It looks cool, man.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
wonderful.
Before you get into whatever you're going to
Wow.
do, just hold on. So, shout out to oh my god, how do you say this name? Unakotism. Yeah. Thank you very much for the super chat. I can't pronounce your name. Show me a vacuum out of a container. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, thank you for the
that's
super
hard.
chat. And then another quick shout
Okay,
out
John.
to just bear with me, nearly there. Another shout out to Earth is Seriously Flat. It says, Pete Shea, thanks again for teaching Glow Zombies. Thank you, Earth is Seriously Flat. Sorry to interrupt. Now, just before anybody else chimes in, I'm clearing the airwaves again. I've taken the mic away from QE. I'm now handing it back to him. Thank you.
I don't need the mic. Go ahead, Mind Warped.
I was just here, but I thought you might want to speak to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I not only to you specifically, but in general. What compels crayon munching flat earthers to
Yeah, see right
give
there.
me
like,
I
you
wasn't
don't need to say
fucking
that.
finished
Oh,
yet.
hold on,
Shut
right.
the fuck up, you
come on, both of you,
Don't
both of
talk
you.
Okay,
like
well,
that.
man.
Hold on.
You think you're all that in a bag of chips,
I
son?
still don't know what the issue is. Mind warp, no offense, but I haven't
They
heard what
don't
the
like
issue is.
each other.
I don't know what the
Can
issue is
I
yet.
I just don't like how he puts people down, like, and he keeps calling people crayon munches.
Yeah,
it,
like
it doesn't
you.
matter who it is, a flat or a globe. He
That's
calls
right.
it's just so
You got that right.
disrespectful.
Yeah, you
You're
got
just
that right.
so disrespectful to people, and like
That's
people
right.
want to come on Nathan's show to debate, and like
Debate.
the globe earthers don't want to come on here because they're scared of you and the way that you
That's
act.
right. They should be scared.
No, that's not fair. That's not what a debate is.
Oh, really? Well, just lecture us, Mind Warped, on what a debate is.
Well, obviously you don't know what a debate is. Then,
Oh,
do
well,
you?
tell us, Mind Warped, since you know, clown.
What's the issue here? Before he tells us what a debate is, I still haven't heard, and no offense to you, Mind Warp, just because you rumpused him while he was about to explain what the issue was. There might not be an issue. It might just be John's issue, for all I know. But I don't know.
No,
what that
it was the issue was I was at work today, and I was listening to the show, and like, you know how everyone carries on about rumpusing. Like all John did was rumpus the hell out of like a couple of people, and it was just so rude.
No. Bring it. You said your problem was with Jose.
Yeah, well, you
day.
were. You did rumpus the hell out of Jose.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, really. Well, he has a legitimate gripe here. Jose came on, right?
Jose's a
And gave
decent
his-
guy. He was actually asking for you to
He's
like.
a decent
just give him some
guy.
respect.
You mean he was polite and soft-spoken that morning? Do you live in like a vacuum? Do you know who this guy is?
I talked to Jose. Yeah, I like Jose.
I don't give a shit who you like.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you talk to people so rudely.
Stop muttering. Rudely. He's a retard.
He's not a retard.
He's
he has
a
a view. You have a view.
retard.
No, he's not a retard.
Yeah,
man, the way you carry on.
Sorry,
like,
just sorry to
carry
break you
on.
two up. Sorry. Sorry to break you up again. Sorry to rumpus you. Sorry. Hold on.
That's okay.
Is that the crux of the issue? A personal spat about rumpusing? Because if so, I'm going to shout out into the super chat. So shout out to Rambo Jambo. It says, Brenda, you are brainwashed. You are washed up and left over. Let's get close to the screen so I can actually read it. Nathan chewed you up and spat you out many times. Must be embarrassing for you. Nathan, you are brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Rambo Jambo, for the super chat and all the compliments. Sorry to split you two up. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. Like you kind of segued into what I was going to say, like with that shout out, because what I was concerned about was, Nathan, you've built a really good channel.
Give me a fucking break.
No, shut up and let me talk.
Come here and tell me that. Come here and tell me that.
Well, you're just worried that someone can actually like put up with your shit and give it back to you. So just stop and let me talk.
You're a diviner of my thoughts, Crayon.
John.
Look,
You're
to
just
be
a
fair,
terrorist.
John. To be fair,
You are
Kiwi.
a terrorist
John.
sympathizer. You
No,
are
I'm
a
not.
terrorist sympathizer.
Most of the guys know me here, and they know
I
that
don't
what
care.
I'm like.
I don't care who knows you.
Who cares? I still don't understand what the issue is.
I'm trying to
He's a
say it, but
terrorist
like
sympathizer because of Jose.
maybe we should
He's
come
a
up with a new
snowflake.
name of
He's a snowflake.
Johnning.
Keep talking.
I'm
Keep
trying to
talking,
explain
clown.
to Nathan. Oh, I'm trying, but you're rumpusing me.
Yeah, you're trying. Oh, you're referencing me, you little snowflake terrorist sympathizer. That's what you are.
Oh my god, you sound
Oh
like a
my
psycho.
God.
Seriously.
And your feigned exasperations too. I don't think you know who you're dealing with, son.
Maybe count to 10. Maybe that.
Okay, right. Well, while you do whatever you're going to do, another shout out to, let's get close to the screen, Del West Watson, who says, QE ruins this show and is a chicken shit who thinks he's all that. Take your head out your own ass, dude. That's what Del Watson's got to say. Well, I
Bag of
totally
chips,
disagree.
man.
I
So,
think QE is
Nathan-
amazing, so screw you. But thank you for the super chat.
Well, you couldn't
So,
hear him because
yeah.
Mind Warp was rumpusing your ass.
No, Nathan, can I talk?
You can, yeah.
Yeah, sure. We'd like to hear Crayon Munchers talk. Go ahead.
Whatever. All right. So,
Whatever. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
come on,
right.
don't
whatever.
rumpus him, please, QE. Come on.
Ah, another feigned
Come
exasperation.
on, you're just rumpusing him. He's asked specifically for permission to get a bit of air. Just let him have it.
Yeah, let's go. Another feigned exasperation for us, please, to start off.
yeah, because it's
Clown.
painful. My God. All right. So, what my problem is
There it
Nathan
was.
has
Oh,
built.
come on, come on. I just want to hear
for
what the problem
God's
is. Please,
sake.
QE,
There we
please.
go. Another feigned exasperation for us to start off.
Oh, I don't need the constant rumpusing. I'm never going to get to hear what the issue is.
I told you what the issue was.
No, I'm trying to explain my side, and you're just rumpusing the fuck out of me, and it's pissing me
Shut up.
off.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'd like to meet you, sir. We'd settle things,
Oh, come on.
right?
Come on.
My God.
Is this necessary?
You're just showing
You
your
gotta
true
kick John,
colours,
Nathan,
man.
I'm
Come
sorry,
on.
you're
but
just
this is
showing your
ridiculous.
true
You got to kick
colours,
Johnny. He's
man.
not giving you any time for people to speak. I'm sorry, it's a shit show.
Shut the
I'm
fuck
going on
up,
mute.
Randy. I'm tired of your fucking
Can we all stop
nonsense,
swearing,
dude.
please?
No,
Please,
okay, I'm
guys.
just going to keep talking, even though he's trying to talk over me. Nathan, you've built a really good show, and all of us here, we're like a family, like we're flat earthers, we're all here for each other. But what is the point in having a debate when globe earthers want to come on here and they want to debate, but then you've got a guy like John speaking the way he does, not just to us that are like on your show and like part of the show. He's abusing us, and not only that, he's abusing the hell out of people that come on here, and they don't even want to come on here because of the way he treats them. Like, come on, man! Like, can't you see that? Like, you don't want to lose something that you've created over. Like, look at the way he's carrying on. Like, I'm not even being unreasonable. I'm just trying to say, like, he goes off the rails, and like. I know for a fact that some people are just not going to even come on the show anymore, simply because of John.
Okay, you're appealing to me in this regard, and if I use a different example and say, well, Jose, who also comes on the show, obviously less frequently. Well, in the same way, I can't control the fact that he's flip-flop between globe and flat Earth, can I?
That's not what I'm talking about, though.
But it's just a
like
behaviour.
I'm talking about
his behaviour.
The crew, like me, Flatzoid, 10th, all of us, like. There's only so much. I'm not talking for these guys. I'm not. I just said I'm not speaking for you. I'm not speaking for you.
My name?
I'm just saying because we're all the people that use you on the show. I won't mention you then. I'm sorry.
All right, he's rumpusing
Okay,
you,
guys.
10th. He's rumpusing you, 10th. Fucking
Number
clown.
one, look, I'm just going to say this. If you have a problem with John, you should private message and put it out there in public. That was wrong on your part, number one.
Well, I was just voicing out what everyone's thinking, but just doesn't want to say.
You just said you weren't speaking for me. Now you say you were thinking what everyone
let me just
was
answer
thinking.
him, 10th man. So, have you seen that?
No,
that
people have been saying this for a while now, and it needs to be brought up.
Okay, you've brought it up, and I'm saying, I'm trying to give you a comparison. There's a scene in The Terminator when Kyle Reese is trying to explain to Sarah Connor what the Terminator is, and he's saying, you can't reason with it. You can't stop it. It absolutely will just continue doing what it does. Well, basically, John is the Terminator.
I like the analogy.
Yeah. I think it's just everybody's got their own personality. Imagine how boring it'd be if we had the same personalities.
Doesn't the Terminator get killed in the end?
It absolutely will not stop. Right, shout out to Paul Hall, who says, can't we all get along? ... Indeed. And shout out to Flatulent Unicorn, who says, veganism is anti-life. Earth is flat, QE is ace. Thank you very much for the super chat, Flatulent Unicorn and Paul Hall.
So, can I talk to you directly, John, for a sec?
can't bargain with it. You can't reason with it. It absolutely will not stop.
He's got to understand where I'm coming from, though.
I love it. We're now referring to like he's actually a machine from the future sent to destroy globeheads and fundies and crayon munchers.
And I'm not here to like belittle anyone or do anything negative to the show or anything like that. I'm just trying to bring something up just so people can start coming back to the show, like, and we can start having debates again, because it just doesn't seem to be. It seems to be stagnating just a little bit. Like, let people come on, like, you know, let them not. Yeah, go on, Flatside.
Sorry, I have to say, on John's behalf, he has actually quite, how can I say, calmed down quite a bit from previous times.
Really?
Yes.
I don't think so.
You have to.
I must have missed his worst then.
Yeah,
this is actually being quite cool, man. I don't know what your problem is.
That's okay.
But yeah,
that's fair.
Everybody's got their squibbles, but I mean, people have to work.
I wasn't doing this from a bad point of view. I was just trying to bring something up that like a few people have been talking about in other places. So I just thought it was relevant, and I was only trying to just bring it up from a good point of view. Like, you know, be sad to see anything like.
Yeah, your heart's in the right place. You just want the show to grow. That's the point.
I understand.
Yeah, I don't want the show to like just crumble to shit just because like one person's character like is just.
Who's saying? Sure, it was everyone before. Now it's only a few people. Which one is it?
I'm just saying. Like, why do you have to like? Can't you just tone it down a bit, man? Like I understand you have some good. You bring some good stuff forward, man. But like,
you think?
Oh, I don't be like that, man. Fuck's sake. Like, I'm just saying, like, the way you talk is just real hostile, and it prevents people wanting to come on the show. Like,
oh, it does.
Well, you know,
like who?
It just does, man, and you know that.
Oh, it just does. Like who? Give one example.
Well, maybe after the show, you read the comments and maybe.
Oh yeah, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. I want to read comments. Yeah, that's a good argument. Are you going to tell us one of your examples, please?
I'm not going to play your games, man.
Oh, you think that's a game? So I asked you to support what you said, and you think I'm playing a game?
This is what you do. Like you like.
Yeah.
Oh, you have anything to support
Skippy.
claims, like, and then you like you sit down and you like someone puts a video out and you just. I think you have mental problems, man.
Yeah.
Mind warp, if I may, for a moment. Okay, so I get your issue, but there's not a lot of flat earthers that are going to be in Nathan's chat. Yeah, talking down against QE. People do have issues, but it's mostly just the personal issue that's going on because, yeah, as you already stated, QE's work is pretty good. It's just we're all kind of sad. We're all kind of sad that he doesn't have a thicker skin, and it's just apparently the way he is.
Thicker skin?
And we're all hoping that
I think he has a thick skin.
No, he doesn't.
Can we all talk about him like he's not here? I think it's not
he is here.
enough.
John,
I'm trying to clarify this.
Okay.
Right, I'm sorry to do this. It's another shout out. MC Universe Sacred Truth Keeper says the government subsidizes the meat industry. Thank you for the super chat, MC Universe Truth. A Sacred Truth Seeker. Sacred Truth Keeper.
I'm gonna go because then QE can go on with the show. And not
before you do,
feel like I'm here.
Hopefully unimpeded by me or anybody else. Mind warped. What exactly? How has this originated? What's the origin of this falling out? Because I still don't understand.
I was at work today and I listened to the show, and I just was listening to the way he was just talking, and I don't know, it just really got to me. Like I had to turn the show off, like just because of the way he was talking.
Was there a specific example?
Yeah, when you were talking to Jose.
That's right. Jose the other day, Nathan. That's what he's talking about.
And the issue was that he was rumpusing Jose.
No, it was when Jose was like, "Can I just at least try and get some respect and just try and say something?" And you were just You just wouldn't let him. Like
You have to earn respect, son.
Jose is pretty good at like holding like neutral debates. Like he's treats people with respect. So like what
You're
has he
out
done
of
that's
your
disrespected you?
mind warp. That name suits you. I don't think we're talking about
I'm
the
glad.
same person.
Thank you.
I don't think we're talking
Yeah.
about the same person.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, I hope this hasn't. You know, I still want to be part of all this, but yeah. You know.
That's not how it works. It's not like we're going to fall out with you because you've had a disagreement with someone else on the panel. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
We're adults.
I'm glad. Yeah. We're a family, like, and you know,
Well,
I just feel
adults.
like I, if you want to know one thing about me, is I'll call you out, and you know, I want you guys to call me out if I do, you know, carry on a certain way, and I just felt like this was something that needed to be said because I felt personally that it was having a negative impact on the show. So, you know, I'm sorry if that offends you, John. That's just how I feel. So I just
now
thought I'd
it's
bring it
only
up.
you. So now it's only you. Before it was
No,
everyone.
no,
Then there was a few
there
people.
are
Stop
others, but
rumpusing
now
me. Before it was everyone. Then it was a few people. Now it's only you. Now, I don't mind being called out. Hold on. I don't mind being called out if there's a calling out that needs to be called out. But if you're going to call me out, son, you better have some cowbell behind you. If you don't, I'm going to rip you to shreds.
Okay.
Like now.
So first off,
Thanks.
How old are you? How old are you?
None of your business.
So why call me son and undermine me like that?
Undermine you like that. Well, I'm older than you are.
How old do you think I am?
I don't know. You're younger than I am. That's why.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Just keep threatening me.
I'm not
He's not threatening you.
What the fuck are you talking
What are you
about?
He's not threatening you. Condescending to you, slightly.
Okay, anyway. Can we talk about
No. What's this threatening? He just keeps making claims right off the top, right? No support, no nothing. Do you
So
think this is
what you
having
said?
an effect? Just rumpus me then. I was right in the middle of a discussion. Why are you rumpusing me?
No, shut up.
I'll tell you
You
what.
threatened me. You said if I ever saw you, I want to see you on the street and I'll deal with you. And what's that supposed to mean? You're going to punch my face?
Well, no. You said, what did you say to me before?
Hold on.
You said something.
Hold on. He did
Go
just
ahead.
give you an
Sorry.
example. There's his cowbell. You wanted cowbell. There you go, John. He's just said. You said, I want to meet you on the street. You did say that.
Yeah, because he was talking smack before. That wasn't part of his last statement, though. That was about 20 minutes beforehand when he was getting all uppity, Mr. Keyboard Warrior. How's that rocket going? Let's get to the comment of this rocket. Because you had said something to me that you were doing things in Flat Earth. Can you expand on that, please?
What would you like to know?
Because you seem to set yourself apart from me because you're out there doing these rocket tests.
I haven't set myself apart from you.
That's what you said in
I know.
Master
No, I
Deeds.
didn't. I did not. You're putting words in my mouth.
No, I'm not. We can go read it. You implied that I wasn't doing anything. You were out there with your rocket.
No, I never said that, and I never have.
I'll tell you what. I'll go to fucking Master Bees right now.
Please, can you both stop swearing?
Sorry about that.
Okay. I said I know you bring like valid stuff, and so I was just basically saying in there, like, get off your high horse, mate. You can share everything that I said on there. That's fine.
What high horse? What are you talking? Can you be specific for us, please?
I just mean that you seem to just tear everyone to shreds no matter what. Like, you just like, do you have to call everyone a crayon muncher? Like, do you have to call everyone like you got all these like just really, I don't know, man. Like your demeanor, you make me like I literally can't listen to the shows when you're on. Hey,
well then don't.
Like,
I don't really care. I don't care what you think.
Yeah.
You haven't
okay.
provided any cowbell. Give me some cowbell.
What cowbell would you like specifically?
Oh, God. I don't know. Let's try supporting your claims for one. Just the simple claims.
Well, you started talking about my rocket.
You
So
made it.
you want to know about that?
Yeah, made it. Just rumpus me. Just go ahead. Go ahead. Speak.
You've been rumpusing me the whole night, you retard.
Yeah. Just another flat earther without any cowbell. What a surprise.
Yeah, that's what I am. Isn't it? Maybe we should just get on with the show. Not going to get anywhere with you, mate.
Maybe. Up yours.
So shout out to Pat Beresford, who says QE is annoying. I couldn't disagree more. But thank you for the super chat.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. God, that guy is annoying.
I know. Here comes some more feigned exasperations. Come on. Why don't you put them all together and tally them up one on top of the other? What are you, some old biddy?
The bottom line is, right, you've got somebody who up until
Oh my God, an old biddy. What the fuck?
Yeah, old biddy sit around and feign exasperations.
Look, I just want to side. I'm trying to get a word in. Yeah. Sorry, I just want to side slightly with you.
Nathan,
well, mind warped. I'm trying to side with you slightly when I say, when you let a bull terrier out and it starts ripping things to shreds, there's going to be a certain amount of people that go, I don't like watching the bull terrier rip things to shreds, but it doesn't change. Well, you've heard it from the horse's mouth, but the reality is, up until QE came on the scene in a direct way for me personally, I was not content, but at least tolerant of people on claim to be our side, on the flat earth side, who just talk nonsense, who just spouted nonsense. Now, I'm in no way suggesting in this instance that you're speaking nonsense, but I'm pointing out that if we're going to progress this subject in any meaningful way, we have to be vigilant to our own side spouting nonsense, basically. Now, that aggression is going to be the same level of veracity from a person who is that way inclined. In other words, you hear QE rip somebody to shreds on the globe side, and it's cheers. But then when somebody who comes in who is a flat earther and asserts nonsense gets ripped to shreds, people go, oh, I don't know if I like watching that. Now, me personally, I picked up that sword from QE and went, wow, this is awesome, until Globebusters made a few assertions that I suddenly realised my sword had to be employed in that regard too. Now, that was a very low time for me. I didn't want to do that. It was crap. Lost shitloads of subscribers. It was all detrimental. But on the other hand, I'd be called a hypocrite if I just let some nonsense assertion that needs addressing with the same exact address that's addressing Globeheads go unchecked. Now, it didn't win me any awards. It definitely didn't win me any friends. But it needed to be done. Because if it wasn't done, it would be us leaving the floodgates open for somebody to come along and say, I am a flat earther. By the way, here's a load of bullshit. But I'm a flat earther, so you better damn well accept it. Well, no, somebody, and unfortunately that has fallen on my shoulders to a certain extent, has to stand and toe the line and go, no, I don't care that you follow the same obvious, observable, coherent acknowledgement of the reality around you. So what? If you're going to talk shit, expect to be addressed.
There's got to be someone to referee and keep people in check on both sides. I understand that.
Well, right, but QE is an extreme example of that, and the fact that you'll sometimes experience his wrath doesn't mean that I in any way, shape, or form.
He has never wrathed me until I just said my thing on Master B today. He's never personally wrathed me at all. I wrathed him more than anything.
Well, there you go. Isn't this a great conclusion?
Okay, huggies. Let's move on.
I think we're going to actually round out the live show at this point.
I didn't want to have an argument. I was just trying to bring something forward because I just didn't want it to have a detrimental impact to the show. So, you know, spoke, said, done, deal with it. Let's move on.
And with that, I'll say if you are watching this on the Nathan Oakley premiering stream, then stay tuned, as there will be some reflection, maybe some Kumbaya singing in the after show afterwards. But if you are watching this live on Nathan Oakley 1980, unfortunately, this is where we bid you farewell. A huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of you who smashed the super chat, loads of them. Thank you very much indeed. Hopefully I didn't miss any. I know I did. Workhorse. QE is Nathan's personal Chihuahua man-child. Okay, thank you very much for the super chat, Workhorse. As I say, stay tuned if you're watching on the premiering stream on Nathan Oakley channel. Another massive thank you to all of you tuned in. Hopefully smash the super chat, liked, commented, shared, subscribed, and all that good stuff. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!